to attest to their professionalism. However, for many veterans and campaigners, among them John Gorman and Leo Quinlan, the son of Pat Quinlan, there was still the issue of the military decorations that Quinlan himself had recommended for his men. Those who've seen the film will know that there was a less than positive response from the Irish state on this matter. With the resultant attention from the film's creation and the republication of the book, both John Gorman and Leo Quinlan stepped up their agitation for recognition for the awards to be honoured. It was extremely difficult to overturn a decision reached by a medals board convened by the Irish military in the 1960s. But nevertheless, the campaigners, who were assisted by the Irish politician Kevin Boxer Moran, succeeded in their objective, and military history was created. As I write this, the Department of Defence and the Irish Defence Forces are in the process of creating a unit citation for the men of A Company. This is a new award in the hierarchy of Irish Military Valour Awards. It will mean for the first time a unit of the Irish Defence Forces can be decorated collectively for valour and professionalism in performing above and beyond the standard expected in a time of crisis and/or in a combat situation. It will be a fitting legacy from the men who fought at Jadotville that a military honour will now exist for future units of the Irish Defence Forces to be decorated collectively for valour in action. The words of the citation are still being worked on, but I was kindly allowed to see the proposed words, which I can share with you now. The Government of Ireland recognises the leadership, courage, bravery and professional performance of A Company 35th Infantry Battalion ONU and its Irish and Swedish attachments, who under changing circumstances at Jadotville, while besieged by overwhelming numbers of Katanganese gendarmerie and cut off from support and reinforcements, did valiantly defend their position from 13th September 1961 to 17th September 1961. A ceremony will take place to present the citation to the survivors of A Company and the next of kin of those men deceased. In time, the necessary arrangements will be made to amend Defence Force regulations to create this as an official military decoration with accompanying insignia, such as exists for our uniformed comrades in our sister nations of the United States of America and Australia. As is mentioned in the acknowledgements section of this book, both now and previous, the Jadotville veteran John Gorman played a crucial role in this campaign. He kept pushing the door, and the door kept opening further, bit by bit. It was an irony not lost on many with military connections that one former corporal in the regular army, Gorman, and a former corporal in the reserves, O.D., were to be key figures in finally setting the record straight on the Jadotville affair. Following a conversation with Gorman, O.D. agreed the nature of the plaque to be created and installed at Costume Barracks, commemorating the troops who fought at Jadotville and marking their place in Irish military history, and being a reminder of the standard of professionalism required in the field to generations of other Irish soldiers. Gorman, of course, took it further, and on his own initiative raised money to have the names of each man who served at Jadotville engraved on the plaque. Gorman had been a long and lonely ball carrier on behalf of the Jadotville team for a long time. He never stopped running for the line, no matter how many times he was brought to ground. As his wife Joan and daughter Sarah know, those times were many, but he never stayed down for long. As he said once in response to an official who warned him to cease his agitation, Gorman will continue to soldier on. And long may he do so. There are others that are due honourable mention too. Commandant W.G. Liam Donnelly, who had served as a captain and support platoon commander at Jadotville, had also done some time in this vineyard of hardship. Donnelly produced a submission to the Office of the Chief of Staff of the Irish Defence Forces in 1996. It is an erudite and concise analysis of the facts and circumstances surrounding events that led to the siege, and subsequent events thereafter. It's highly unusual for a retired officer to submit such a document to the Chief of Staff. However, as he stated himself in his introduction, the commander of a support platoon would normally be expected not to be overly concerned about the procedures and orders from a higher authority, only to obey them.